Hello guys, welcome back to Ricochet Games where I make things that you play with. And yeah, welcome back to another video. As you can tell, I have a cold. I am not in my element, and I'm also not in my usual setup. I am home away from home. Yeah, I guess you can say that. And I'm also sweltering. As you can tell, it's hot. Like the area is like hot. But yeah, welcome back to another video. I wanted to show you guys how I made the game Ricochet. You guys have asked for it a lot, like this tutorial. So I wanted to show you guys how I made it. This is the game that won Africa Comicade Gamethon. For those guys who don't know, it was a competition like for all games, and they were being judged on which one's the best in Africa. So this one was like the best in Africa. And from what I've heard, I've had like judges from companies like Electronic Arts. I don't know if you guys know Electronic Arts, but the ones judging. So for them to like even consider this something is pretty big. So now I guess I can say now that I'm a two-time champion because I won Kenya and I won Africa. And who knows, maybe the next one is the world. Yeah, just saying. The thing about this game is that it's really simple because I made it in 2 days. It looks so complex, but it's really simple. I'm not even going to kill you. So let's begin and I show you. So the first thing that I did was, of course, I had to make the environment. And so this is how I made the environment. So I started by creating this called terrain. For those who don't know, I use Unity game engine to make most of my games because it's a really simple game engine. Game engine is just software used to make games, in case you're confused. So I use Unity. I would recommend to anyone making games or wants to make games. It's a simple tool to learn. It's not difficult. Coding is not difficult. Don't worry. It's not as bad as people like. Yes, it's challenging, but it's not as bad. So I started by creating the terrain, and what a terrain can do in Unity is basically give you the environment. Like for example, if you want a tree, all these trees by the way are imported in the web. I didn't have time to design like everything from scratch, so please bear with me if you're seeing like some things are not from me. So not everything, I wasn't able to design everything in 2 days. That's why the game is so simple to make. So a tree is just simple to make. You just drag and that happens. You can literally put it anywhere you want, like literally anywhere. Even here, on the empty slots. See, trees have been made. And of course, if you put too many things in your game, it's going to take a long time before it processes it, and that will cause a lot of performance issues in your game. So I try to keep things very tight and very condensed, because if you've got a lot of things going on in your game, your PC or phone will have a hard time rendering the graphics, and your game is going to have bad performance. So, and then players are going to hate it. So when players are like, why is this game not playing? It's like it's in slow motion. That's what's happening. Like it was not well optimized to standards. Then the next thing I had to do was create a character. Then I can zoom in. Oh, there we go. So because it's a first-person game, I did not create any. I did not like create the full body of a human. I just made the arms, and then what I did was I animated those arms to act human. So I can actually show you guys the animations. Really, they're not difficult to make. So these are like the animations. Like for example, This is the sitting idle, like when he's just holding the gun and doing nothing. This one is when he's shooting something. You can tell like the gun is moving back and forth. And then this one is when he's just aiming at something, just pointing and aiming at something. And then this one is when he's running. As you can tell by the movement, it looks like he's running. This one is when he's like reloading the gun, and as you can tell. So all these animations, I just move and record them like frame by frame. So each and every single frame you see here is doing something. Like this one is moving the sleeve, this one is moving the hand, this one is rotating the wrist. Yeah, so each and every single animation here has a purpose. And after that, of course, now you can't just leave it like that. You've got to make the animations do something. Like for example, if the player pushes the front button, you should run, and therefore shows the walk animation. So I did all that in this code. Actually I write in C# code, not very difficult. So this is the code that just controls movement of the player. I can explain to you guys a bit what's going on here. It's not Greek. Don't be too scared to see. This light is making me look like I'm light skinned. I'm not really light skinned. Let's see. So you've got the speed. It just controls the rate at which you run. You've got a bool, like a true or false statements that checks whether you're running or walking. And then you've got a rigid body. This basically handles all the physics of a human being within the game engine. Then you've got simple, can I say a little bit of math? Okay, it's a little bit of math. So it basically just checks if you're running and if you've pressed the running key, which is the front one key. If it's that, it moves on to the next statement, and it now adds some velocity. And once it adds some velocity, it then now applies the movement right here, down here. And it applies the movement. All I'm doing is I wrote this in a different script too. Once it applies all that movement, I come here and I display the walk animation. So this one is handling like the animation. This is code to handle the animation. This one is code to handle the physics. I hope you get. Like this code is called movement, and this one is called movement, but for the animations. So this one is handling physics. This one is handling animations. Then the next thing I had to do was now put an enemy. This one was simple. I just like designed it quickly within minutes. It's a simple human, really, like a soldier. I'd say it's like a soldier. So I just had a head, arms, body, just combine pieces and put them together. And then this makes the human. And then I imported a gun from the web again and just placed it under his arm, and recorded some animations to make him look lively. And I think I can show you guys where the animations are. They're here. Drag this guy, drop him. So as you can see, that's when he's shooting at our player over here. So many, there's death, like when you shoot him and he dies. And I think this one is when he's just standing and doing nothing, an idle animation, that's what we call it. So yeah, that's pretty much how simple it is. And then once I did that, of course, now whenever you make an animation, you have to make it lively. So all I'm doing is that's the wrong animation actually. That's the wrong code. Sorry, code, not animation. Where did I keep the enemy? Okay, here it is. Okay, so this one handles all like the AI the AI for the enemy, like to act human. So you've got all these are like the variables that I'm using, and variables are like basically data types that store information. Like for example, this one stores his voice, this one stores the gunshot of the gunshot sound of the gun. This one stores the distance, so that if the player is too close, he gets shot. So this is just the simple things. So for example, if the player moves too close to the enemy, all I'm doing is displaying the shot animation and then taking action and then minusing the player health once he's shot. So that's what's happening. And then if you cause attention to, it does the same thing. And the other way around is also accurate. If the player shoots, it will also display the death and then record that you've shot, and then store in memory that you've shot the enemy, and vice versa, and also store in memory that you shot the player and award you with points. That's how it works. Now, all I've taught you basically, this would take a lecturer like 3 lessons. So that shows you how, can I say, how education is a scam. Like, I've spent about 10 minutes and I've literally explained to you everything that a lecturer would take before lessons. So, no, it's sad, but anyway. I'm not saying you drop out of school, please don't. And yeah, so that's like the basic parts of the game. Everything else is built onto this, so I'm still going to show you. And I can actually show you how this game actually plays, so that you guys can see it in coming to life. There were so many things that actually also did. Okay, so this is a game. You can move the character with the arrow keys, like on the normal keyboard, or like with a gamepad, whichever you prefer. And then once I shoot, you can see it dies. And if see, then you can see, oh, and also forgot, I also, like when you shoot, I just called in code like display blood somewhere here. Yeah, I have so much disorganized code. Like it was somewhere here, like when you shoot, it displays the blood. That's all I did. And I also had to make sure that the AI is smart. So if you actually move closer, he'll actually like kill you for real. So don't move close to him. Just saying. So by then, tell me guys whether you enjoyed the game. No, you see, I moved too close, and then I display a nice quote from Jomo Kenyatta, and yeah, hope you guys learned something from that quote. But yeah, that's the basis of the game. So it had 2 levels. Basically, it had 2 levels. I can show you the other second level. I don't know where did I store the other second level? I was so disorganized in this project. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Of course, you've modified scenes. Don't save. I'm not going to change anything. So, next scene, you're kind of like in a town-like area. I wanted to make it feel a little bit, yes, you're in the countryside, and then at the same time, you're also in like a town kind of like area. So here goes nothing. This one was a little bit like dynamic. You can actually see, the player can actually see, like, the environment here is bigger actually this time. The reason why I did that is because there were like, I incorporated a population of people. As you can see here, let me just maximize for you. There is a population of people, and the scene is much more darker than the other one. Because I wanted to like show that dark theme. You can even see the clouds and stuff. The same principle that I used was here was incorporated there. You can see each and every component is individual. If I want to move this, movable, and this is what it looks like in the game. Okay. But then this one was a little bit different because there's a population, there's an entire like population here. If I play the game and show you, like the population will actually like move, like get me, actually like move. As you can see, they are kind of like, it's actually a bug here by the way. I actually made a mistake. This is supposed to be still, but they're actually running. As you can see, nobody makes perfect games. And this bar here, I forgot to tell you guys, is like a life bar. As you can see. So once you figure the end, you end up saving the town from the bomb threat. That's the whole game. The next thing that I did was I made a menu. Of course, you've got to make UI, user interface, things that you interact with, well, that help you interact with the game. Otherwise, if your game has no UI, you have no game, because how will the players play? So that's what I did. Of course, I'm not going to save anything here. Yeah, I actually like this thing. This is a cyberpunk thing. I like this. For those who are like programmers, you kind of understand what this is, to have a dark theme. I don't know how people code using light themes. It's weird. But yeah. So as I wait for this to open, I am just going to. Oh, it's just finally it's open. Okay. So I can show you how I made the menu. So the menu is the same. It's the same, usually the same thing. And now, of course, you just put UI on top of it. So you can see you've got the Kenyan flag, and then you've got the lockdown thing. I wanted it to make it COVID related, but it's not really. It has nothing to do with COVID. It was just like, we have got to go with the times. And yeah, got to go with the times. So you've got the same principle that I had done with like the terrain itself. I did this here, and then each and every component of mine is individual. Some I design them in the engine, others I get them from the web. But for this one, mostly I got things from the web. I didn't have time to design everything. If you want to look at a game that I had designed most things, go check the Uprising, and yeah, I think that one is the one that I can say every single detail was taken into consideration. It took about 5 months. This is a 2D game, so you might be wondering how that happened. How did he do all this? But yeah. So the menu has got a few things. You've got a loading screen, an options menu, like to select graphics and stuff. So I can just show you what. So basically, the game tries to gauge your system capabilities, and then recommends a graphics setting, because some computers can run this game at high quality graphics and others cannot. So I've got to it's using an AI algorithm to do all this. So it's not until there's a specific setting. So the AI will basically take a look into your system. It's not collecting any user info, don't worry. Then it's going to gauge where your computer lies, and if it's high, it will keep the settings at high so that you can see the visual goodness of the game, and if it's low, it will try keep it low to manage performance and to manage expectations. So that's what it's doing here. Well, this is the code to do all this, and then once it does that, it saves it in like one of these variables here called resolutions and quality. That's all it's doing. And then it adjusts things like color, like you can this one is for volume, to control volume. Really, that one has nothing to do with this one for resolution, and this one for quality. And it stores all those options in like a string. So that's what I'm doing, like a list, an array of string. If you know coding, an array is just a group of elements stored under one like data type. Yeah. So with it, I think I can play for you guys so that you can like see the whole thing. So this is how it works. You come to your options. You see it's already like detected medium. But I can run this game at ultra. I don't know why it said medium. It doesn't fully work perfectly, but yeah, I can run this game at ultra. And this is the ultra settings, like when you've maxed out everything. So you've got story, options, and quit. And now let's go to the menu. I was explaining about how it judges by graphics. So this is the menu. This one loads the menu. This one quits the game, and yeah, this one continues the game. Pretty much that's all that's going on here. So this one starts the game. These are the options, and this one quits. So yeah, that's how I made Ricochet. In case you're wondering, that's simple. Yeah, even you can make it. I can make it. You can make it. No. I think I have this Nairobi thing. But yeah, so I don't know if that video was long. I don't know if it was short. I don't know if I ran through things or you guys want me to explain things more. But yeah, that's how I made Ricochet, the game. Did I leave anything else out? I literally basically taught you things that you probably wouldn't learn in school. And if you did, you probably would learn this in 4 lectures. So yeah. And I think I can show you guys my cassette. It's not even like that, like you see, it's not that spectacular. It's got a laptop, like a mouse, like a humble setup for now. But yeah, anyway, we just keep that there. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Now I've got to play Call of Duty Vanguard. I'll give my review on it. But so far the game is good. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, Visca, and keep safe. And before I go, I wanted to thank you guys for like the support. By the way, I don't tend to say it so much, but it's really nice. Especially there's some guys who are like, you know what, hey, you can win this. They were believing in me more than I believe in myself, so it's quite something. I wanted to say thank you so much for having. I think this is the most that I've achieved in like games this year. I didn't think I would come to this level, but we did. You know, it's amazing. Yes, there's so many things that are coming. In fact, I think I might just drop into the night trailer. You know, there's so much that I can't wait to show you guys. So hope you guys enjoy this. This has been myself, Ray. Peace out and have fun. Ciao.